Welcome to a new episode of World Stories. We'll be taking you on an exciting journey all over the world full of very strange fun facts and stories in our journey this week. Some people are making the most out of the snowy season. Let's join them. Childhoods can be full of laughter. We'll tell you the story behind this little girl's laugh. The reason will surprise you. Stay with us. This and much more exciting stories in a journey around the world. Fasten your seatbelts. On the frozen surface of the world's deepest freshwater lake, Lake Baikal in Siberia in Russia, hundreds have gathered to ring in the Buddhist New Year. For the Buryat people, the New Year is welcomed by breaking animal bones, carving ice sculptures, and by partaking in big communal circle dancing. The vast frozen expanse of Lake Baikal is the fitting backdrop for the ringing in of the Lunar New Year. A festival known here is Sagalgan. Festival goers are performing the Yuhur, a traditional circle dance. Sagalgan lasts for the whole of the first month of the year, which is known as the White Month, and here's an important holiday. The Buryat people are the largest ethnic group in this vast mountainous region in eastern Siberia and speak a Mongolic language. Here atop Lake Baikal, 8 ice sculptures have been painstakingly carved to mark the festival. Sculptors have carved the face of a bearded man and a crying young girl. According to Buryat tradition, the bearded man is Lake Baikal. The crying girl is his daughter, a human figure representing the Angara River. Amid more dancing on stage, there's another tradition passed from one generation to the next. This is the belt or sash tying ceremony, a part of Buryat marriages, a tradition which is still observed today. The trick is not simply to exchange belts, but to be the first, all while preventing the other person from tying his sash onto you. Away from the sash tying, there's also slipper throwing, another Buryat tradition. Participants are given horsehair amulets as gifts. While many of these traditions are mostly about having fun, the tradition of breaking cattle spinal bones has become a true competition. And it turns out, it isn't as easy as it seems. There are different methods to break the bone, but the main thing is to make a stroke with both hands simultaneously. The Aachen Festival organizers say it has been a success. They're already making plans for next year's. Although the sport is relatively new activity in the country, but young Afghans are making the most out of the winter season and heading out to the hills to snowboard. They strap on their snowboards and head down the slopes on outskirts of Kabul. Hayat is the founder of the Afghan Snowboarding Federation, and today he's teaching some teenage girls how to master the activity. They still have to share snowboards, and the hill has no lift facility. That means they've got to hike back up to the top after each run, a tiring process. They come for the free training on a snowy mountain west of the capital, often shrouded in pale gray mist. On the slopes, some young Afghans are excited to simply get their first taste of snowboarding. Bamiyan also hosts a skiing competition each year, and the country's small snowboarding community is set to travel there for an indoor competition. more we learn, the more we realize how little we know about the world. Let's explore some interesting and entertaining facts to twist your brain and tickle your curiosity. Horseshoe crabs have 10 eyes in total all over their bodies, including 7 on the top of their shell, 2 near their mouth, and 1 down their tail. The largest waterfall on the planet is actually underwater. It's beneath the Denmark Strait, an area that separates Iceland and Greenland. At the bottom, there's a series of waterfalls that begin 2,000 feet under the surface and drop nearly 2 miles down to a depth of 10,000 feet. There's a species of small Brazilian frogs called pumpkin toadlets, and what makes them quite unique is their skeleton that glows under UV lights. While the fluorescence shows up on the surface of their skin, it actually emanates from their bones. So far, the coolest frog I've ever seen. Not all world stories are fun. Some can be heartbreaking. We'll show you now a father and a daughter laughing together but not on a roller coaster. It's displaced Syrian father who trains his daughter to laugh when the bombs fall. He realizes the shell they are laughing about may have killed someone, but he would do anything for his daughter, even if that means forcing himself to laugh with her at the sound of exploding bombs to help her overcome her fear.
بضحك معه قذيفي
In Idlib, that's a lot of laughter. Mohammed and his daughter became an overnight celebrity after a video they shot spread on social media. Salwa had been hearing the sound of bombs all her life. He says that as a baby, there was no fear, but that changed after the first year. When she started to realize things and understand that there were bombings, he became obsessed with trying to make her get over it. He said now every time they hear the jets or outgoing artillery shells, Salwa turns to him and waits for his reaction. Comic books, coins, and classic cars are widely collected, but collectors of matches known as philomenists are a little less common. For one retired Australian, it's an enduring passion, and it's possible his collection of matches or paraphernalia is the biggest in the world. It's a striking hobby. It's a passion that requires more than one room, something Neil Abbott's wife Lindy has learned to accommodate. Most matches have been removed, and don't worry, the couple has a fire escape plan. With more than 1 million pieces, this is considered the largest collection of match-related paraphernalia in Australia and quite possibly the world. The collection charts the evolution of enduring figure in Australian popular culture. Miss Redhead first adorned a label in 1947, and the Fury figure continues to delight matches lovers like Abbott. Other Matchbox labels in the collection capture historical milestones like the 1956 Melbourne Olympic Games and the 1969 moon landing. But what are their personal favorites?
Philomenus is a match collector who collects match books, match boxes, and anything to do with matches, basically.
This room used to be our bedroom, but it's kind of been taken over since then.
And just let it sit back down again.
People old mesophobia out there. I know you imagine germs are haunting you and you visualize them on everything you touch. Believe me, I've been there. From social media, we'll share with you some very applicable ideas. With this, we have arrived at our last station. If you have any suggestions of things that you want us to cover or even social media videos that you want us to share, please send it to the email listed below. Looking forward to hearing from you. Goodbye and see you next week with new facts, journeys and world stories.